Can everybody hear me now? Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. All right, here we go. Wonderful. Well, welcome, everybody. You take 2 weeks off, right? Or it's been 2 weeks, take a week off, and you forget how to do everything. Well, welcome. Good to see all of you. And by see, I mean the metaphorical see. Um, I hope you're all doing well as can be expected in the middle of a global pandemic and nationwide uprising. Um, thank you for holding space for me last week to just needed some time to continue to reflect and educate. So appreciate all of you, and I hope you did the same. I hope you still were able to connect with your people as well and check in on each other. It's very important. Um, I want to go over, I want to actually bring your attention to the giving spotlight for this week. So, Nikki Helms is a local midwife, doula, overall, from what I understand, um, great community caregiver related to birth and birthing and reproductive health. I do not know Nikki personally, but there are several people who I'm connected socially that do know her, and so Nikki is doing this GoFundMe campaign to basically have a space to get a space to create a birthing center. I think the most interesting thing that she put in her statement, which you can read on the website on the page, is that there are 6 birthing centers. So birthing centers in San Diego County. One of them's going to close. So when she opens hers, she'll be the 6th. She'll be taking that place. So the link is there. If you're not able to write the link down from the presentation, I'm more than happy to post it as well in the group afterwards. When I selected the information and put it into the presentation and let everybody know, she was 10% earlier this week. She was 10% away from her goal, and now she's completely funded. But as we all know, we can always use a little bit extra to get Miss Nikki on her way to providing that information. So I included a little bit of info there from the GoFundMe campaign, which you can read on the in full on the webpage, about the different services that she's going to offer. So it also looks like she's going to have her space near college and university, or college in El Cajon, but more central. So I hope that you consider giving a little bit. I know that everyone's been called to donate as widely as possible, so we're just being conscious of that. But yeah, so that's Nikki's story, and let us go. All right, folks. So again, remember, this is your special Pride edition. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna come back with rainbows and brightness. So we're coming back as promised. As I mentioned in the Facebook event, this is gonna be very niche. This is definitely Pride trivia. The points are a lot higher per question. And to be quite honest, you'd be surprised what you may or may not know. You really would. You'd be surprised what it is that you may or may not know. But yeah, we're gonna do our LGBT Pride themed trivia, and then we'll be back with some regular old trivia next week. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Enough of me. Here is your round one. So round one, folks, multiple choice questions for you. We have 7 questions. We have the last question is not a multiple choice question. It's worth 6 points, but it is a fill in the. It's a short answer question, so it's not multiple choice. So keep that in mind. And away we go. Here you go. Here are questions 1 through 4. And I'll go ahead and read them as well. I'll just read the questions. I'll make your team captains responsible for giving you the answers. So question 1, the Stonewall Inn is located on what street in the West Village neighborhood of Manhattan? On what street is Stonewall located? Number 2, an organization named after what Stonewall activists works to, quote, guarantee that all people are free to self-determine their gender identity and expression, regardless of income or race, and without facing harassment, discrimination, or violence. Who is the namesake of that organization? Question 3. Pedro Zamora was an HIV/AIDS activist and educator that was a cast member on season 3 of MTV's Real World. What city did Pedro's season take place? So what city of those 3 that are there? And number 4, in 1997's The Puppy episode, Ellen DeGeneres, as Ellen Morgan, comes out to another character named Susan on her sitcom on ABC. What actress, whose career was also affected by the reveal, played Susan? So who was Susan? Who did Ellen come out to on her TV show, The Puppy episode, in 1997? So take a couple minutes to confer with your groups. As always, the comments are open if you have any questions. And don't forget, folks, there is a YouTube link as well. So if you have friends that don't have Facebook or prefer not to use Facebook Live, there's a YouTube link that you can send them in the Facebook invite. Just copy it and send it right over to them. If they comment on the YouTube comments on the live link there, I will see them as well. I will be able to see them on my stream. So take a couple minutes to answer these 4 questions, and we'll move on to the last 3. All right, everybody. Take about another 30 seconds, and then we'll move on. Another 30 seconds, and then we will move on. All right. Here are questions 5, 6, and 7 for round 1. Question 5. Laverne Cox, the first openly transgender performer nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in any acting category, was a contestant on what reality competition show that premiered on VH1 in 2008? Name the show. Number 6. Which of the following is not an LGBT organization from the 1950s? So there's a selection there. So which of those organizations, which one is the one that's not part of not an LGBT rights organization from the 1950s? And finally, number 7, in 1987, ACT UP was formed in New York City to improve the lives of people with AIDS through direct action, medical research, treatment, and advocacy, and was working towards changing legislation and public policies. What does the acronym ACT UP stand for? I gave you a bonus 3 points because each question's already worth 3 points. So this one's total of 6 points. So yeah, folks, I didn't know, be full disclosure, I didn't know that ACT UP was an acronym. So I was like, well, let's put this in there and see. This is more to see if anyone else knows which one knows what this is. But there you go, folks. Questions 5 through 7. I'll give you some time to answer those before we go to the final question, or go to the answers. Not the final question, just getting started. Folks, I just heard that number 7 might be a multiple choice question. So might show that it's multiple choice on the answer sheet. So please save your place, and you're more than welcome to refresh, or you can open up another form and it should be correct now. So number 7 should be a short answer question now. I have updated that. So just again, folks, I just saw that someone was telling me that the number 7 was showing up as multiple choice. That's not supposed to be that way. I just updated it. So you're more than welcome to refresh, write down your answers on another sheet of paper, refresh and enter them in again, or you can open up this sheet on another paper and on another tab and transfer it over. But I just fixed it. Okay, everybody, we're going to go back we're going to go back to this one and give you a little bit, just in case you need a refresher. These are questions one. This is 1 through 4. The thing is wrong. It says 1. It says 1 to 3. This is actually 1 to 4. So that is a correction. And start turning in your answers there, though. And here is 5 through 7. 5 through 7. Okay, everybody, last call for those answers. All answers in. Answers in. Thank you again, by the way, folks, for allowing me to go a little bit later this evening. UCSD's Rainbow Grad celebrating our LGBTQIA graduates was at 7, so I wanted to have a chance to partake of that a little bit. I appreciate you, your flexibility. And we're waiting for one team now, just one team. All right, looks like all the answers are in, folks. Okay. So here we go. So your question again was multiple choice. The last one was worth 6, 24 possible points. Here are your answers for 1 through 4. Stonewall is found on Christopher Street. I had the good fortune when I was in New York last October to visit and sit down at the bar and have a drink, talk a little bit with the bartender there. It happened to be drag bingo night, which was really fun. So yeah, I did that before we saw a show. Number 2, an organization named after what Stonewall activists. That organization is the Sylvia Rivera Law Project. Sylvia Rivera Law Project. Let's don't forget we have the other two Stonewall activists there, Marsha P. Johnson and Stormy DeLaurier, as well. Number 3, Pedro Zamora was an HIV/AIDS activist and educator that was a cast member on season 3 of MTV's The Real World. In what city did Pedro's season take place? It was in San Francisco. He was in San Francisco, California. And number 4, in the puppy episode, Ellen comes out to Laura Dern. Laura Dern's career was definitely affected by that. Gina Gershon and Oprah Winfrey are in that episode, but it was Laura Dern who plays Susan, who she comes out to. Number 5, Laverne Cox, the first openly transgender performer nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in any acting category, was a contestant on I Want to Work for Diddy. That was a reality show back in 2008 with a bunch of young professionals. Basically, it was VH1's answer to The Apprentice, but it was Who Wants to Work for Diddy, wants to be his personal assistant, and Laverne was a contestant. I don't believe Laverne won. I don't believe she won, but I'm not certain. But yes, she was. That's actually, I remember because I watched that show and I remember seeing like, oh wow, Laverne, that's awesome. Number 6, the Lavender Brigade is not an LGBT rights organization from the 1950s. I made it up. the daughters of Bilitis. I pronounce it Bilitis. So if anyone else out there, if there's a lesbian out there who knows the proper pronunciation, please let me know. But I've been pronouncing it Bilitis. And the Mattachine Society are both. You know what? I see Katie's. I see Katie's. I see Katie's answer, and you know what? Let me think on that. Right. So there's 5 words that it makes up. So we'll see. Katie. I will think on that. I will think on that. But ACT UP stands for the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power. Whew. I was like, ooh, I love that. Unleash power. It's hard not to conjure the image of Emperor Palpatine, saying power and shooting someone with force lightning. But there you go. Unleash power. Okay. Here we go. Round number 2. Sheldon Cooper is played by Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons, fun with flags. So there are many flags celebrating various identities in the queer spectrum. Using the word bank in the following slide, match the identity with its correct flag. So I put together a bunch of flags there for you. I was gonna do. I'll tell you after it because I'll tell you after. Don't worry. So just you'll have about. I'll give you a good 5 minutes for this one. So here we go, folks. Here it is. So for those who, it would be really helpful if your team members could see this, by the way. But for those who can't, the flags that are represented are asexual pride, the bear brotherhood, bear pride, gender fluid, intersex, leather BDSM, the non-binary pride, the original 1977 Gilbert Baker made pride flag. So Gilbert Baker made this flag in 1977. Pansexual pride, polyamory, and the progress pride flag. So you're guaranteed to have at least one right, to put it that way. Let's take 5 minutes. Looks like we already have one team in. One team put their answers in. Folks, you have about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. All right, folks, you got 30 seconds left to get those answers in. This is your last call for answers. I'm just going to leave this slide up here until the very last second, so that way you have a chance to bring your answers up. But this is your last call for answers. About half the teams are in now, so looking for 2 more teams. 1 more team now. 1 more team. All right. All teams are in. Okay, everybody. So again, your question was given the flag name, put the correct flag, put the correct pride identity that is associated with that flag. So here we go. Here are your answers, folks. So we had the Progress Pride flag, which I kind of gave you since that was the image that I used for this event. It has the kind of standard rainbow LGBT pride flag, but then it adds colors from the trans pride flag as well as the brown and black stripes in order to symbolize not only brown and black people, but also folks who have perished from AIDS and HIV, or AIDS as a result of HIV. So there's that. Pansexual, which is regardless of gender expression, non-binary, intersex. The bear pride one was also kind of a gimme because it had the bear paw print. The asexual flag, gender fluid. Gender fluid. This one's a cool. This is like straight up, just like straight up. Looking at the symbolism of the different colors, right? So you have uh, pink is high femme, the middle is like a purple's the mixture, blue is more mask. Um, you have people who are all gender or no gender, so that's what the black and the white means. You have leather. Leather is there in blue and black and black and blue and little red heart. Gilbert Baker's flag, the original 1977 Pride flag. When I was in DC last year, I actually got to see this sewing machine at a museum that Gilbert Baker used to create the original Pride flag. Each of those colors actually mean something. They actually have a different meaning. That was going to originally what I wanted this quiz to be, but I decided not to. And polyamory, multiple partners. Pi is infinite. And so that's kind of what that means there. So there you go, folks. Pride flags. And there's easily 10 more of these. There's like a straight ally flag. There's a lot of flags. All right, folks. So here we go into round number 3, double feature picture show. There's no theater questions on here right now because we won't get into that. But we will say that round 3, double feature picture show. This round has nothing to do with theater. I know I promised that. I apologize. But I decided not to. So folks, I'm going to give you an image from a film and you're going to name the LGBT identified performer that's in the image. If there are if there are multiple people in the image, I'm gonna point. I have Eric would be upset. I apologize. I will send him a text with the explanation later. So again, if there are multiple people in the image, there's going to be an arrow pointing to the person that I want you to identify. You'll get a bonus 2 points for correctly identifying the movie that the still is from. You don't need to have the name of the person correct in order for the movie to be correct, or in order for you to get points for the movie. You can have both. So it's 2 points either, 10 questions, so total 40. The formatting of how I want it is there. If you don't know who the person is, just put question marks and then the dash and then the movie. So yeah. There you go. This is true. I apologize. Yes, that is true. But we'll don't worry. We'll chat offline. I was doing movies. I had to make something in here. Okay, here we go. Here's number 1, folks. Here's number 1. I will show all of these again once we go through all of them. So, I will show them all again. So don't worry, folks. I'm asking for the name of the performer and I need the name of the movie for an extra 2 points. You don't need to have the performer in order to have the banner. That banner is still up. There we go. Also, that's right, folks. The show that I am in is going to be happening at the end of the month. Go to lajollaplayhouse.org. I'll post more information. There's a really great video that our creator did, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the program. So yes, tickets on sale. Who is this person? What movie is this? Here's number 2. Here is number 2. Here's number 3. Here's 4. And number 5. I didn't put an arrow in here because I don't care about the white men. I only care about the central figure in this picture. So none of the other white background actors. I only care about the character in the center. Number 6. Here's number 7. Number 8. Number 9. The gentleman in the middle. So not the one on the far left, but the one with the glasses. The one that the arrow is immediately pointing to. That's who I want. And finally, number 10. All right, everybody, you can start putting your answers in, but I'm going to go through each one for about 30 seconds. And then actually for about 20 seconds, I'm going to go through each one again, and then we will move on to the final round. So here you go. I'm going through them one more time. All right, everybody. Last call for those answers. Let's get those answers in, please. Answers in, please. All right, everybody. All those answers are in. So, possible 4 points per question, 40 points total. Here are your answers. Here we go. Beanie Feldstein in Lady Bird. She was there with Saoirse Ronan. Recently out, Justice Smith, also from Jurassic Kingdom, The Get Down on Netflix. He was in Detective Pikachu. DJ Qualls actually publicly came out in January here in San Diego at a performing at a comedy show. So yeah, he came out. That was him and Eliza Dushku in The New Guy. Amanda Stenberg played Rue in The Hunger Games. Janelle Monáe from Hidden Figures. Reverse that, it should be Sarah Paulson in Ocean's 8. She was in a lot of other TV work, but she was in Ocean's 8 there. Number 7, Pitch Perfect. That's Pitch Perfect 1 with Ben Platt. Ben Platt seen there with Skylar Astin. Number 8, BD Wong. BD Wong was in Jurassic Park. You bred raptors, and then he looks at them and shakes his head. Number 9, the late great Tab Hunter in Grease 2 during the reproduction musical number. In the Stamen. Yes, so that's Tab Hunter. And finally, number 10, Trace Lysette in Hustlers with J-Lo and Constance Wu. I almost forgot her name. I apologize. J-Lo and Constance Wu in that one. But yeah, so there are your answers for round number 3. I thought Beanie Feldstein would be more noticeable from Lady Bird, having that context clue of a casted Saoirse Ronan. So there you go. Here we go. So everybody, it's now time for the final question, the final round, if you will. Let us move on to that. So the final round, only Judy can judge me. This round is your final round because it's all about landmark Supreme Court cases famous for LGBT rights and equality rights. So you're going to see on the left column, you're going to see a description of a landmark Supreme Court case, your job, and then on the right-hand side, you'll see a list of the different court cases. Your job is to match the correct ones. This isn't a drop-down menu, so you'll have to write it out as well. You can either write out the full thing, you can write out the way lawyers do, which is the first word. Do what you will. For this one, folks, you get 0 to your bet is also in the answer sheet at the bottom. If you get 0 or 1 correct, you lose your wager. If you do 2 or 3 correct, your score will stay the same. If you do 4 to 5 correct, you'll win your wager. And if you do 6 and 7, which is basically all of them, you're going to double your wager there. So good luck, everybody. This one is the final question because it's probably the hardest out of all of them. So please read carefully. These descriptions were all gathered from Lambda Legal, from the OYES project. So good luck. I'm going to give you 5 minutes on this one, and I'm going to stop talking. Make the screen big now. I will stop talking. Here you go. Here's your final round. Here's your 2-minute warning, everybody. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. All right, everybody, let's get those answers in, please. All answers in. Let's get those answers in, please. I'll just go ahead and keep this up. All answers in, please. All right, while the last couple answers are coming in, once again, thank you so much for playing, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. If you stick around at the end of this, once I announce the final answers, I'm going to talk a little bit about the show that I'm going to be a part of. And that's going to take me away from trivia for a couple weeks. So I wanted to, let you know. I see. I see Luis's comment. As someone who is in an interracial relationship, every day I celebrate Loving Day. So thank you. Every day I celebrate Loving Day. Again, thank you so much, folks. Appreciate the community and the fellowship that and for allowing me to basically give you about an hour's worth of LGBT trivia. Again, we're highlighting the GoFundMe campaign for Nikki Helms. Nikki Helms, who is a local midwife birthing specialist. Again, folks, I posted this last week, but I posted the GoFundMe last week. But again, the Black mothers specifically have a higher mortality rate when it comes to childbirth in the United States. So, and it's disproportionate nationwide. So please, we do encourage you to, if you can, someone's trying to, assist our community here. So please, if you can, donate. And it looks like all answers are in. Again, if you stick around to the end of this, I'll talk a little bit about the show that I'm a part of at the end. But without further ado, so round 4, only Judy can judge me, your landmark Supreme Court cases. And here they are. Number 1 was Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Colorado Civil Rights Commission, 2018. Number 2 was One Inc., which was a magazine, a specifically gay magazine, versus Olison, 1958. Number 3, Romer versus Evans, in 96. Number 4, Obergefell v. Hodges. Ask me how many times I had to look up to make sure I was pronouncing it correctly. Obergefell v. Hodges, 2015. Number 5, Hollingsworth v. Perry, 2013. Those were the series of cases that legalized same-sex marriage in California. Basically, those were the Prop 8 challenges. Number 6, Lawrence v. Texas, overturned all remaining sodomy laws in the United States. Woohoo! Yay, sodomy. And number 7, United States versus Windsor, struck down DOMA, Defense of Marriage Act, as violating due process and equal protection principles. we're coming up on the anniversary of Obergefell soon. But yeah, folks, thank you again. Thank you so much for participating in our trivia. If you would allow me to, uh, me too, Joshua. So if you will allow me to, folks, give me a moment because I want to talk to you a little bit about the show that I'm going to be a part of. It's this great show called Binge, and I might as well just show you a clip that's actually on the La Jolla Playhouse's website right now. So what I'm gonna do is hold on. Let me make sure I can make sure to do. All right, let's see if this works. So here you go, folks. Let's say a little bit about Binge.
What are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching? So, what are you watching these days? Don't worry. This experience is not fully interactive yet, but it will be. In times of great uncertainty, the act of asking someone, "How are you?" can be a lot. If you really genuinely ask someone, "How are you?" you better be prepared for some big responses about life, about death, about employment, about unemployment, about isolation, isolating, about injustice, about much more. What are you watching? That's, I think, why we ask. We really look forward to seeing you at Binge. Thanks for participating. Thanks to La Jolla Playhouse. Thanks to the Without Walls digital series and the amazing Binge artists zooming in from all over the world.
So yeah, folks, that is the show that I'm a part of. It is basically you potentially could see me in your bedroom. Well, you'll definitely be in mine. I'm right there. I'm the top row right of center. That's me. Basically, you're gonna be a 1-to-1 performance with me, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about see if my favorite show to binge, which is The OC, if the OC, see if that helps you out at all. Yeah, tickets are available online now. We're not supposed to tell you what my time slot is, so you have to be surprised. You can also look and see who the other artists are. It's a really great group of artists. Half of us are from the US and the other half are based in Europe. So you potentially could get, someone from Ireland, from Switzerland, Germany, and we're all binging various forms of American television. You can check all of that information out online. Thank you once again, everybody. This is a pleasure. This is my distinct pleasure. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And I hope you are all safe. And yeah, take care, everybody.